Issuance and renewal of the Nigerian international passport by the Nigerian Immigration Service nationwide has caused untold hardships for Nigerians who need to travel out of the country or return to the country. Mr. President, the Senate further notes that the Nigerian passport is an official identity document. The Senate notes that the delay in issuance and renewal of the Nigerian international passport by the Nigerian Immigration Service nationwide has caused untold hardships for the Nigerians who need to travel out of the country or return to the country. The Senate further notes that the Nigerian passport is an official identity document that affirms the bearer's citizenship and is issued to Nigerians primarily for the purpose of traveling out of Nigeria and returning to the country in the exercise of their rights to personal liberty and freedom of movement. Many Nigerians are still facing long waits for passport processing despite the 6 weeks timeline of processing a passport given by outside the country. Mr. President, the Senate observes that getting an appointment for biometrics capturing at the passport offices now takes between 5 to 8 weeks. After biometrics, many applicants still spend more than 4 months waiting for their passports to be ready for collection. It has also become extremely difficult for passports to be processed across the entire Nigerian immigration offices in different states, especially Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja, thereby forcing the applicants to travel to different locations just to get their passports renewed. Our international students are equally finding it very difficult to renew their passports to enable them to travel back home to unite with their families. Mr. President, I have just one prayer. The Senate resolves to mandate the Senate Committee on Interior to urgently investigate the circumstances that led to the delays in the issuance and renewal of the Nigerian passports by the Nigerian Immigration Services and report back to the Senate within 2 weeks. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I so submit. Thank you.
Distinguished Senator Geshan-Bassi.
Cross River South. Mr. President, I rise to second the motion so eloquently presented by my colleague, Senator Uche Kunife. I think the issue of owning passports is a right of every Nigerian. And so the idea that somehow there will be a delay in passport issuance and that it will be somehow become an issue of controversy is totally abhorrent. And so I want to support Senator Uche that there should be a thorough investigation and resolution of this situation so that Nigerians can within 48 hours get passports that they are entitled to. I so second.
Senator Biodun.
South. Mr. President, I rise to commend my colleague and sister, Senator Uche Kunife, for this very timely motion. Mr. President, like Senator Geshan-Bassi said, the passport is the right of every Nigerian. And the situation we're in today, we were in about 15, 20 years ago. How did we get back here is what all of us are worried about. And it is important that we resolve this as soon as possible, because there was a time when you could get your passport within 2-3 days. We must return to that time. And this motion is very timely because it is embarrassing to Nigerians to know that we will need 6 to 8 months to take our passports. Mr. President, I so support.
The Chairman Foreign Affairs.
Adamu Mohammed Bulkachua, representing Bauchi North Senatorial District. I rise to support the mover of this very important motion. I think I would have said it has come too late, but it's still commendable that we should have long ago raised this issue on the floor of the Senate. You see, this delay happened to me personally when I applied in the headquarters through their liaison office here in the National Assembly. And after delay, from the time I filled my form to the time they requested me to come and let them take my biodata took so long that I was going to say, well, since if I were not chairman Senate committee, I would do away with the Nigerian passport anyway, because I don't want to intend to go anywhere anymore. So, but still, because of my duty here, I persevered. And eventually, the liaison office here sent me to the headquarters to go and do the biometrics. And the day I arrived there, I landed in the office of the DCG passports. And from there, I asked to see the Director General, or whatever they call him, the most senior person in the immigration. And when I went to his office, I asked him, I said, why is this delay? Well, he said there are things that he would want to tell me, but off record. And I don't want to put them on record here. But I can disclose it if there is a committee, if there is investigation. So after that, he sent me back to the office where they do the biometrics, in the office of the DCG passports. I did the biometrics, hoping to collect my passport the following day, Mr. President. But truly, it took 5 weeks before I was called upon to come and collect my passport after taking my biometrics. I mean, this is a shame. And the DCG passports also told me that his hands are tied, there is nothing he could do, so I should bear with it. And if we could do something in the Senate, it would be good. So I support this motion wholeheartedly, and I urge all senators to support it and to set up a committee to investigate not only the issuance, but indeed the contract for the printing of the Nigerian passport is due for overhaul. Thank you, Mr. President.
We'll go to the prayer. To investigate the circumstances that led to the delays in the issuance and renewal of the Nigerian passports by the Nigerian Immigration Service. I report back to the Senate within 2 weeks. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Leader of the Senate. Additional prayer. Senator